Hi friends, welcome to Talent Sprint's Banker's Choice program. In this session, we are going to learn about machine input output, where a word and number rearrangement machine, when given an input line of words and numbers, rearranges them in a step-by-step procedure, following a particular rule in each step. Let us take an example to understand what exactly happens here. If you look at this, there is an input given, that is go now 52, 38, 17, for again 65. So this input here is a combination of words and numbers. Strictly speaking, there are 4 words and 4 numbers in this input step. Now this machine arranges them in a step-by-step procedure and obtains the output as shown in step 6. That is 65 again 52 for 38 go 17 now, and this is the output for the given input. To solve questions based on this rearrangement, the first thing which we need to understand is the logic behind this rearrangement. And to do that, the first step is look at the last step without bothering about the intermediate steps. Now from the last step, we can make out that the words and numbers have been arranged in alternate positions. The order of the numbers here is 65, 52, 38 and 17. So we can understand that the numbers here have been arranged in decreasing order. And if you look at the words, that is again, for, go, now, these words are in alphabetical order. So we can now say that the machine rearranges the given input in such a way that the numbers and words come in alternate positions, starting with the number first. All the numbers appear in decreasing order and the words appear in alphabetical order. Now once we have understood the logic behind the last step, let us now look at the step-by-step procedure to understand the movement of these elements, that is the words and the numbers. So from the given input, if you look at the step 1, we know that the first position should be occupied by the highest number, and that highest number in the given input here is 65. So 65 is brought from the last position to the first position in step 1, and the remaining elements are simply pushed aside. That means in each step only one element is moved. Now when we look at step 2, we know that after 65 a word has to take the second position, and that word should be the first one in alphabetical order. So among the given words go, now, for and again, the word which comes first in alphabetical order is again. So in step 2, the word again, which is in this position, is brought to second position in step 2. And the remaining elements are simply pushed aside. That is go, now, 52, 38, 17, for. Again has already gone to the second place. Likewise, if we move to step 3, we know that after again we need a number. And that number here should be 52 as we are following the decreasing order. So 52 is brought from this position to the third position in step 3, and the remaining elements are simply pushed aside. That is go, now, 52 has come to third place, and then 38, 17 and 4. Moving on to step 4, we know that after 52 we need a word. And that word here should be for as we are following the alphabetical order. Because from go, now and for, the word which comes in alphabetical order first is for. So for is brought from the last place in step 3 to fourth place in step 4. And the remaining elements, that is go, now, 38 and 17 are simply pushed aside. Now let us look at step 5. Already the first 4 elements are in proper places till step 4. After for we need a number, and that number here should be 38 as it is the higher number. So 38 is brought from the last but one position in step 4 to 5th position in step 5. And the remaining elements, that is go, now and 17 have been pushed aside. So that completes step 5. After 38 we need a word, and that word here should be go, as it comes first in the alphabetical order among go and now. Now moving on to step 6, we know that the first 5 elements are already in their correct positions. After 38, we need a word, and that word here should be among go and now. As we are following the alphabetical order, the word which should come after 38 should be go. And if we observe in step 5, go comes immediately after 38. That means it is already in the correct position. So when a particular element, that is a word or number, is already in its correct place, we need not disturb that and simply move on to the next element. So as in step 5, the word go has already appeared in the correct position. Let us move on to the next element. After go, we need a number, and that number has to be 17, as it is the only number left out. So in step 6, 17 is brought from the last position to the last but one position. After bringing 17 to its correct position, the word now has occupied the last place, which is the correct place for this word. So we need not do any further rearrangement in this step, and this completes the output. So from this example, we have now understood that to crack the logic behind rearrangement, you first need to observe the last step and decide the pattern among the numbers and the words. Once that is done, we can look at the step-by-step procedure and understand the movement of words and numbers. Remember, in each step, only one element is moved. And if something is already in its correct place, we simply move on to the next element. Let us now take the first model from machine input output. Here the input is home, turf, 39, 24, 86, 44, roll over. And the question is, how many steps will be required to complete the arrangement? So we need to do the arrangement for the given input and find out the number of steps required to get the desired output. Let me remind you, our desired output is to get the words and numbers in alternate positions, starting with numbers first. The numbers have to be in decreasing order and the words have to be in alphabetical order. So keeping these things in mind, let us just find out the output for the given input. So going by the step-by-step procedure, the step 1 would be as follows. We know that the first position should be occupied by a number, and that number has to be the highest number among the given numbers. That is 39, 24, 86 and 44. And as we know that 86 is the highest, let us take 86 to the first position. So 86 takes the first place and remaining elements are simply pushed aside. So now the second position would be home, followed by turf, 39, 24. As 86 has already moved there, we can continue with 44, roll over. Moving on to step 2, we know that after 86 a word is required, and that word has to be the first one as per the alphabetical order. So among the given words, that is home, turf, roll and over, the word which comes first as per alphabetical order is home itself, which is already in the correct position, that is position number 2. So as we have got the second position correct in the first step itself, we need not worry about that and we need not disturb that. Let us now move on to the third position. So after 86 and home have taken the correct places, the third position should be a number among 39, 24 and 44. And as we are following the descending order, the third position should be taken by the number 44. So we can say that in step 2, as the first two are already fixed, that is 86 and home, in the third position we need to have 44. So let us bring 44 to the third place and remaining elements are pushed aside. So the next position would be turf, 39, 24, 44 has already gone there, and then roll followed by over. So that finishes the step 2, and now we have got 3 elements in the correct positions. Moving on to step 3, we know that already the first 3 elements 86, home and 44 are at their correct positions. After 44 we need a word, and that word should be one among turf, roll or over. And going by the alphabetical order, the word which will come in the 4th place will be over. So let us bring over to the 4th position and let us just move the remaining things aside. So over takes the 4th place and followed by turf, 39, 24 and roll. Then coming to step 4, we know that 86, home, 44 and over have been brought to their correct places. After over, we need to have a number, and that number should be 39, as it is a higher number among 39 and 24. So 39 is brought to position 5 and remaining elements are just pushed aside. So turf, and 39 has already come here, followed by 24, roll. Moving on to step 5, we know that 86, home, 44, over and 39 are already in the correct positions. After 39, we need to have a word that should be one among turf and roll. As we are going by the alphabetical order, the word which comes after 39 should be roll. So let us bring roll to the 6th position, followed by turf and 24. That is, we have got roll in this place and remaining 2 have been just pushed to the next 2 positions. Now in step 6, we have 86, home, 44, over, 39 and roll at their correct places. Now after roll, we need to have a number, and that number has to be 24, as it is the only number left out. So let us bring 24 to the 7th position, and turf takes position number 8. And since after 24 we need to have a word, and that word must be turf itself, so there is no need to change the position of turf. It has already been put in the correct place. So this step completes the rearrangement. As you can see, the numbers and words are in alternate positions, with all the numbers being in decreasing order and the words being in alphabetical order, which was the desired output. So this is how, in a step-by-step procedure, we have found that total 6 steps are required to complete the arrangement. So our answer here is 6. Let us now use the banker's choice advantage and see how to solve the same question in a smart way. Without writing any of these steps, the answer to this question can be obtained in a few seconds simply by moving the elements with the help of arrows. Let us understand the working of this procedure. The given input is home, turf, 39, 24, 86, 44, roll, over. And the question is, how many steps will be required to complete the arrangement? So without writing these steps, let us now see how can we solve this in a simple manner. We know that the first position in the output should be occupied by a number, and that number should be 86, as it is the highest number. So just strike off 86 and let us put an arrow indicating that it comes before home. After moving 86 to the first place, the step 1 appears as 86, home, turf, 39, 24, 44, roll, over. We are not writing the step, we are just trying to understand the same thing orally. Now after 86, we need to have a word, and that word should be one among home, turf, roll, over. And since we are following the alphabetical order, the word which should come after 86 should be home. And as we can see here, it is already in the correct place. So let us not disturb home and just move on to the 3rd position. After home, we need to have a number, and that number here should be 44, as we are following the descending order. So among 39, 24 and 44, the highest number is 44. So we can simply strike off 44 and indicate its movement with the help of an arrow. This means the first position is 86, followed by home, and then 44, followed by turf, 39, 24, roll, over. Similarly, let us continue the method and find out the final output. After moving 44, we need to have a word at the 4th position, and that word should be over, as we are going by the alphabetical order. So let us just strike off over and bring it into the position after 44. After over, we need to have a number, and that number should be 39, as we are following the descending order. So just strike off 39 and draw an arrow indicating that 39 has gone before turf. After 39, there should be a word, and that word should be either turf or roll. As we know that we are going by alphabetical order, the word which comes after 39 must be roll. So let us strike off roll and show its movement with the help of arrow. After moving roll, we need to have a number, and that number has to be 24 as the remaining 3 numbers have already been moved to their correct positions. So roll should be followed by 24. So let us strike off 24 and just draw an arrow showing that it has gone before turf. Now after moving 24 to its correct position, the only element left out is turf, and remaining all elements have gone to their correct places. And that makes turf come to its correct position automatically. So we need not cancel turf and move to any other place, since it is already in the correct position. Now the answer here can be obtained simply by counting the number of things which have been cancelled in the given input. Let us count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. This shows that total 6 movements are required to get the desired output. And so I can say that the number of steps required would be 6. So this is how we can get the answer in a few seconds simply by striking off the elements and moving them with the help of arrows. So friends, always try to be smart and get the answers in a simple way rather than following the complete step-by-step procedure. In some cases, for these type of questions, the last but one step is required. That is, the question says which step will be the last but one step for the given input. To solve such questions, we again need to find out the total number of steps, that is 6 as in this case, and then I can say that the last but one step would be the 5th step. So our answer in that case would be step 5. So basically there are 2 types of questions. How many steps will be required to complete the rearrangement, or which of the following steps will be the last but one step. So always find out the total number of steps and get the answer. Let us now take the second model from machine input output, where we are supposed to find out how many more steps will be required to complete the arrangement when one of the intermediate steps is given to us. Let's take an example. Here the step 2 is 76 ask 12 32 begin over join 42, and the question is how many more steps will be required to complete the rearrangement. So here we are supposed to complete the arrangement and find out how many steps more after step 2 are required to complete the arrangement. Now to get the desired output, that is the numbers and words being in alternate positions, starting with numbers first, the numbers in descending order and the words in alphabetical order, we need to follow the same procedure that we have discussed in model 1. That is to strike off the numbers and words and just move them with the help of arrows. So let us do the same thing and find out how many more steps are required. As this is step 2, it is obvious that the first 2 elements are in their correct positions. So we need not disturb them. And now let us think about the third position. As we know that in the third position, that is after ask, we should have a number. And that number should be one among 12, 32 or 42. And since we are following the descending order of numbers, we very well understand that the third position should be taken by 42. So let us strike off 42 and just bring it here after ask. After 42 a word is required, and that should be among begin, over or join. And since we are following the alphabetical order of the words, we know that the word which is required in 4th place should be begin. So let us strike off begin and just draw an arrow showing that it has gone before 12. After begin we need a number, and that number should be 1 out of 12 or 32. And we have to take 32 in the next place because we are following the decreasing order. So as 32 comes first in decreasing order, let us strike off 32 and just put an arrow showing that 32 has come before 12. After 32 we need another word, and that word should be either over or join. And as per alphabetical order, the word should be join. So let us strike off join and just draw an arrow showing that join has gone before 12. Now after moving join to this position, the next position is occupied by 12, and then it is followed by over, as these elements have already been moved to their correct places. Now we know that after join the number required is 12, and that is already in its correct place. And after 12, we need to have a word, and that should be over, which also is in its correct place. So we need not disturb these two elements, that is 12 and over. By counting the number of numbers and words which have been striked off, we can find out how many more steps are required. And as we can see here, we have striked off 4 elements. Therefore, 4 more steps are required to finish the arrangement. So our answer here is 4. In some cases, for the same question, the total number of steps are required. And in such a case, the answer has to be 6. Why? Because already the step 2 is given and we know that 4 more steps are required. So I can say that total number of steps would be equal to the second step plus 4 more steps, that is 6. So if total number of steps are to be determined, the answer has to be 6. If how many more steps are required has to be determined, then the answer has to be 4. Let us now discuss the third model from machine input output, where we are supposed to find out what exactly is a particular step for the given input. For example, the input here is buy, win, task 52, 38, 43, door 12. And the question is, what will be step 4 for the above input? That means we need to find out what would step 4 look like when you do the arrangement for this given input. Now this particular question is different from the previous 2 models, where we were supposed to find out the number of steps required or how many more steps are required to get the answer. But here, what exactly is a particular step has to be found. Now to solve this question, the procedure remains same as we have followed in the previous 2 models, but with a slight difference. Let us see how to get the answer here. Now, we know that the desired output is that the numbers and words have to be in alternate positions with the numbers starting first. The numbers have to be in decreasing order and the words have to be in alphabetical order. So keeping that desired output in mind, let us understand what would happen in step 1. We know that the first position should be occupied by the highest number out of the given numbers, and the highest number here is 52. So let us strike off 52 and indicate with an arrow showing that 52 takes the first place. The only difference in this model is we also need to mention the position of the element, as we have to find out the definite step 4. So after 52 we need a word, and that word should be the one which comes first in alphabetical order. So among the words buy, win, task and door, the word which is first in alphabetical order is buy, and that is already in the second position. So we need not disturb buy, but we can indicate that this is going to be the second position. After buy we need a number. That number should be 43, as it is the highest number from the left out numbers 38, 43 and 12. So let us strike off 43 and move 43 after buy. So 43 comes here and this is going to be the third position. I would like to draw your attention to one point here. So far we have finished only 2 steps, as there are only 2 cancellations. But the total number of elements which have been arranged is 3. Now, as he is asking us to find out what will be step 4, we need to perform 2 more movements, right? So let us see what will be the next step. After 43 we need a word, and that word should be one among win, task or door. And since we are following the alphabetical order, we know that the word would be door after 43. So let us strike off door and just move it after 43. That means door comes in this position and it is 4th position of the arrangement. So far the output looks like 52 by 43 door followed by win, task, 38 and 12, as these elements have been moved to their proper places. And so far we have finished 3 steps. But as the question is asking what will be step 4, we need to find out the next step after this. So after door we need to have a number, and that number should be from 38 or 12. And as we know that we are going by descending order, we need to move 38 to its correct place now. So let us strike off 38 and move it before win, and we can understand that 38 is going to come after door. So it takes the 5th position. So now the output so far appears to be 52, which is the first element, followed by, then 43, door, 38, win, task, and 12. These elements 52, 38, 43 and door have been moved to their correct positions. And if we read the question now, it says what will be step 4 for the given input. And so far we have done 4 cancellations. That means the output which we can see now is going to be the step 4. So we can say that the step 4 will be 52, which is in the first position, followed by, followed by 43 in the 3rd position, then followed by door in the 4th position, followed by 38 in the 5th position, and then win, task, and finally 12. These 4 elements have been moved to their proper places. So we can say that this is going to be the step 4 for the given input. Let us now look at the 4th model from machine input output, where we are supposed to find out a definite previous step for the given particular step. In the given question, it says the step 3 is 94, car, 86, window, shut, 52, 31, house. And the question is, what will be the definite input for the above given step 3? Let me draw your attention to the word definite here. It says what is going to be the definite input for the given step 3. As the given step is step 3, it is very obvious that the first 3 positions are correct. And we can also understand that in this particular step, the 3rd position was moved from some other place. That means this number 86 was brought from some other position in step 2. So I can say that 86 might be after a window, or it might have been brought from this position, or maybe from this position, or from this position, or from this position. So as you can see, there are various cases possible. That means 86 could have been in any of these 5 positions in the previous step, from where it was brought to this 3rd position in step 3. But we cannot say what exactly was the position of 86 out of these 5 possibilities, which means we are unable to find out what was step 2 for this given step 3. And when we cannot determine what was the previous step, that is step 2, it is obvious that we cannot find out the previous one, step 1, or the input for the given step 3. So the answer here should be cannot be determined. As the question is asking for the definite input which is impossible to determine. Therefore friends, understand that whenever a definite previous step is asked or the definite input is asked, answer always will be cannot be determined. So without a second thought, simply mark the answer as cannot be determined. In some cases, step 3 or step 4 may be given and they will ask us to find out maybe step 2 or step 1, that is any of the previous steps. So the point here is, for any given step, if a definite previous step or previous input is asked, the answer has to be cannot be determined. And we can say that this question can always be answered in just 0 seconds, as the answer is always fixed, that is cannot be determined. So that's all from machine input output. See you in the next session. Thank you. Now let's look at question numbers 1 to 5. See what it says. Study the given information and answer the following questions. When a word and number arrangement machine is given an input line of words and numbers, it arranges them following a particular rule. The following is an illustration of the input and rearrangement. And they say that all the numbers are 2-digit numbers, so that you don't get confused if there are two numbers together, right? Each number is a 2-digit number. Now you look at this input: 40, made, butter, 23, 37, cookies, salt, extra, 52, 86, 92, fell, now, and 19. So I think we have got how many? 7 words and 1, 2, 3, 7 numbers. So this is a input which has got a combination of 7 words and 7 2-digit numbers, which has been arranged in a step-by-step process. We have step 1, step 2, step 3 up to step 7. And then the question says step 7 is the last step of the above arrangement, as the intended arrangement is obtained. So whatever was intended, whatever was required, whatever was desired has been obtained in step 7. So that's the last step. Now, as per the rules given in the above steps, find out the appropriate steps for the given input. So there is another input given to you, which is 32, proud, girl, beautiful, 48, 55, 97, rich, family, 61, 72, 17, nice, life. Now all you need to do is understand the logic of the given illustration, right? Understand the step-by-step process, apply the same process to the given input, and then answer the 5 or 6 questions followed by that. So answering these questions is not really difficult, right? All you need to do is get the step-by-step process as quickly as possible. And let me tell you, when there is a common input for all the 5 or 6 questions or all the 8 questions, it is ideal to write all the step-by-step, write all the steps and get the complete process there, right? Generally, if you have gone through the machine input output video, you would know that we follow a technique of, moving the elements with the help of arrows and, use that numbering part so that it becomes easy for us. But let me tell you that that particular technique or that particular smart way of getting the answer is actually useful when there is a different input for each type of question, right? And when there is a particular type of pattern that we follow when we are arranging the steps. But in this case, you would find that the arrangement is not very simple, not very direct, not completely from left to right or from right to left, right? It will have, a kind of mixed arrangement. Each step has got a combination of, different kinds of movements, or maybe in each step we move 2 words or 2 numbers or 1 word and 1 number, unlike what we have discussed in the video. So for these type of questions, and in general, when we have one common input for all the 5 questions, I would say simply write down the step-by-step process, whatever 6, 7, 8 steps that you have, which would take about 2 minutes if you have followed the illustration there, and then answer the questions. Because the questions also asked here are typical, which cannot be so easily answered by using arrows, right? So simple idea here is write down the step-by-step process and answer the questions. So I think I'll give you 10 minutes for this. 10 minutes, in fact, is too much. If you are solving this question in the exam, you should be able to do it in about 3 to 4 minutes. But let's take 10 minutes because this is the first one that we are taking up today. So 10 minutes, try to understand the pattern, try to understand the step-by-step process, and answer the 5 questions. So understand the pattern. I mean, you should know that the first step when you are answering a machine input output question, right? The first step is to look at the last step. Look at the last step, understand what is intended, understand what is required, what is the desired output. Now keep that output in your mind and then look at the intermediate steps and understand the pattern. So there are 2 things. One is to understand the logic, which can be done easily by looking at the last step. The second point here is to understand the arrangement process, right? The step-by-step process, which can be done by following the intermediate steps, right? But don't try to directly look at step 1. That may, unnecessarily confuse you. It won't lead you anywhere. First, look at the last step, get the logic, keep that logic in your mind, and using that output or keeping that output in mind, try to follow the intermediate steps. Do the same for the given input. That becomes very simple. Please explain how to solve this kind of question in less time. Well, I think the ideal solution, if you ask me, is to put down the steps on paper. Would not take more than 2 minutes, right? If you have followed the pattern quickly, you can do that in 2 minutes and then answer all the 5 questions, or all the 5 or 6 questions given there. Now, why can't we use the arrow method here? See, we can actually use it. If you have understood the flow there, the way the elements are being moved in each step, you can do that. You can mark it as 1, 2, you can give the numbering to each of the steps. But the point here is, understand the questions that we have discussed in the video, those questions are different, right? Those questions have got a different input each time. And more than that, the advantage in those type of questions is the arrangement is very direct, right? Every time in the first step, we fix the first position. In the second step, we fix the second position. In the third step, we fix the third position, and so on, till we obtain the last step, till we obtain the final output. Or sometimes in the first step we fix the last position, then in the second step we fix the last but one position, then third position from end, then fourth position from end, and so on. So in these kind of questions where there is a direct arrangement from first position to last position or last position to first position, and in each step we move only one element, in such questions using arrows become very easy, right? Only arrows are unidirectional, either all the arrows are going towards left or all are going towards right, and you can easily give a numbering to those arrows and mark the questions there, mark the answers for those questions. And what kind of questions are asked, keep that also in mind. What kind of questions are asked there? How many steps are required to get the final output? So depending on number of cancellations, right? Or which will be the last but one step, again based on number of cancellations. Then how many more steps are required, right? Sometimes intermediate step is given, step 3 is given, and then the question is how many more steps are required. Again based on number of cancellations in that particular step 3, you would get the answer for that one, right? Sometimes they say, which is the previous particular step, right? Which is the definite input. For those questions, there is a fixed answer, cannot be determined. And then sometimes they ask you that how will the step 4 exactly look like, or how actually will step 3 look like. So even that question can be answered with that movement of arrows. Anyway, you have given the numbering there, so you can just see which is first position, second position, third position based on the number of cancellations. For example, if he says, which is the fourth step, you just need to keep in mind that you have to do 4 cancellations. After fourth cancellation, you have to stop, and that gives you the fourth step. That numbering order gives you the fourth step. So all those questions are very easy to answer using arrows. Here again, if you try to go by that method of using arrows, it will become complicated. 2 reasons. One is that the arrangement is not so easy, right? We'll most probably try to move 2 elements in each step, right? In all these examples, you will find the same case, right? We are moving one word and one number at the same time, right? And again, the arrangement is not so direct, right? From first position to last position, or from last position to first position. What happens in such cases is you move one element towards the right, then towards the left, and second element towards the right. Then you may take another element towards that extreme left and then extreme right, and so on. You may do this kind of arrangement. Sometimes what happens, we try to take one element towards the left and second element towards the right. Then the second element is inside, right? This is like outside in operation, right? From outside you are trying to move inwards, right? So this kind of arrangement. Likewise, sometimes there is inside out. So again, this is just 1 or 2 examples that I'm showing you, but every time you are moving 2 elements, and that too in a very different manner there. You can get the number of steps, that's not the problem, but the problem is this kind of an arrangement, right? Where 2 elements are being moved, and that too in different directions with different strategies, right? Sometimes it is an inside out operation, sometimes it is an outside in operation. And the second reason, this is the first reason, the second reason is look at the type of questions. For example, if you look at question number 2 here, see what it says. Which of the following is third element from the left end of step 4, step 6? Third element from the left end of step 6. Now, if you have just done the cancellation part there, you would know how will step 6 look like, right? But then again, finding out third element from the left end of step 6 may become a little complicated, right? Because for every step there are 2 movements, understand, right? You try it out. I would say you actually try it out. You will get the answer with that as well, but it becomes a little complex. And instead of banging your head for getting that right and thinking too much there, it involves a lot of thinking there, right? So instead of doing all that, keep it simple. Write down all the steps and try to mark the answers. I'll give you one more example. Type of questions you see. For example, he says, what is the position of knives from the left end in final step? What is the position of knives from the left end in final step? Well, final step anyway, you could say, you can easily mark the answer, but it says, what is the position of knives from the left end in step 4? So again, finding that out using arrows may become a little complex. You can go for that as well, but as I said, try to keep it simple, right? Don't make it complicated. Every time, shortcut may not be giving the answer. Sometimes you have to use, see, always we don't use a shortcut formula, right? Sometimes a simple logic will give you the answer. Sometimes we use elimination method. Though there is a shortcut formula to get the answer, we try to use an elimination method. If you had attended yesterday's special booster session that we conducted, there you remember one question was given on average. We know how to calculate average, sum of all the values by number of values. But what did we do there? We did not calculate the average. We simply went, applied the concept of range. I know that the average should be between 60 and 70. or between 600 and 700, and it should be closer to 700. Just by looking at the values, you will get an idea, right? That's it. Look at the answer options. Only one was there, which was closer to 700 and between 600 and 700. That's my answer. So the point here is don't have an impression that always shortcut is the best way to get the answer, or always that smart method is the best. Sometimes you can go beyond that and get the answers much faster. And sometimes you have to keep things simple, right? That's it. We'll start answering this one. I hope you have followed and you agree with what I say. And otherwise also you can just try it out. Nothing wrong with that. So we'll start solving it now. I think we have spent enough time. Did not do even one question so far. So look at the input there. Input is 32 proud girl. Try to keep it simple. I think you know that we'll not write all the whole word, but only the first letter, because that is what is important. So 32 proud girl, beautiful, 48, 55, 97, rich, family, 61, 72, 17, nice, and life, right? So I think 32 PGB, 48, 55, 97, RF, 61, 72, 17, nice, and life. And now some of you may tell me that why do you write two-digit number? You can write a single-digit number. The idea here is we are not writing the word proud. We are simply writing P, so that we save time. Likewise, you don't have to write 32. You can only write 3 and save some time, right? So that's okay. You can just write a single-digit number. But before that, we need to understand the pattern. So if you look at the step 7 here, some input is there: 40 made, butter 32, 23, 37 cookies, etc. Now look at step 7, the last step. Salt 92, now 86 made, 52 fell, 40 extra, 37 cookies, 23 butter, 19. Now try to understand the logic in this output, right? The last step there. You find that the words and numbers have been arranged in alternate positions, starting with a word. So we have a word followed by number, word, then number, word, number, and so on. Now look at the numbers there: 92, 86, 52, 40, 37, 23, 19. All the numbers have been arranged. In descending order, right? 92, 86, 52. So clearly the numbers have been arranged in descending order. And now look at the words: salt, now, made, fell, extra, cookies, butter. If you observe, the words have been arranged in the reverse alphabetical order, right? In the reverse dictionary order. Or if you come from the end, we see butter, cookies, extra, fell, made, now, salt. So the words have been arranged in alphabetical order from the end. So from the front, it is reverse alphabetical order. So clearly the logic here is words and numbers have to be in alternate positions, starting with a word, right? All the words are in reverse alphabetical order and numbers are in descending order. But just this will not be enough. You also have to understand the pattern here, intermediate steps. So look at step 1 now. So keep this in mind. I want a word first, then number, words in reverse order, numbers in descending order. Now in step 1, now when you're looking at step 1, try to compare with input. What kind of changes have taken place? For example, in step 1, if I observe, in input the first position was 40, but here butter has come. In the first position we have got butter, and in the second position we have got 19. So I'm just trying to compare the step 1 with input, right? Just try to look at those two steps closely. So first position butter, second position 19, and then we have 40 made. Now understand, after butter and 19, they're just moving the remaining elements, right? Remaining are as it is. 40 made, then butter anyway has gone there. 23, 37 cookies, salt, extra, 52, 86, 92 fell now. So clearly in step 1, 2 elements were moved. One is butter, the second one is 19. Remaining all were just pushed aside. They were just moved away, right? Now understand why butter and 19 was brought here. Look at the output. Try to understand. In the output, butter and 19 is like a pair, a word and a number pair. The last word and the smallest number, or the last word as per reverse alphabetical order and the smallest number. So descending part there, right? So butter and 19, that pair, that last pair has been brought here. Are you able to follow? Now look at step 2. What happens in step 2? In step 2, cookies and 23 has been occupied, taken in the first 2 positions, and butter 19 and the remaining part has just moved away, right? So cookies 23, butter 19, then 40 made in the order as the order of step 2. So why cookies and 23 has come here? Again, observe the last step. Cookies and 23 comes before butter and 19. So what are we actually trying to do? We are trying to arrange it in the reverse direction. Generally, we fix the first position in the first step. But here what we are doing, we are fixing the last position in the first step then in last but one position the second step. So you keep doing this. So finally, when you complete it, you find that everything comes in an order, right? We are arranging from the reverse side. So we are just trying to keep the element in front of the previous step, right? So that it becomes in the, we get the intended output, right? So that's the logic. Now observe the remaining steps also. So we have got cookies and 23, then we have got extra 31, everything was moved, then fell 40, everything else is moved, made 52 moved, now an 86 moved, salt 92 moved. So clearly the logic is as we have discussed earlier, and this is the process. Now do the same thing for the given input, right? So what will be step 1? What will be step 1? Understand, in step 1 we had got 2 positions. We are fixing the 2 positions. We are moving 2 elements, and which 2 elements? Those elements which are actually supposed to come at the last position, right? Then keep doing that so that you get the final output. So which is the first word? First word as in the first position and the second position for this particular input as per the given illustration. I want the smallest number and the last word as per the alphabetical order. So smallest number here I think is 17, and the last word or the last word as per alphabetical order should be B. So what do? We bring 17 and B to the first 2 positions, right? Now, will you write 17 and B or B and 17? Don't get confused. Just look at the given input step 1 and try to understand. So first word and number. So we'll write B here and 17. Are you able to follow? B and 7. Bring everything else just aside. So 32. Understand. Always remember when you are answering such questions, it is very important that you write everything in a particular sequence there, right? The alignment should be proper so that you don't get confused. Sometimes what happens, now what you need to do is when you're writing the remaining things, keep in mind that this particular B, butter, or I think beautiful and 17 should not be copied again. Now if you don't follow the alignment part, what happens? Though butter has been taken here, or forget about that beautiful word, look at this number 17. Though we have already taken 17, while writing out the remaining things, you may again write 17 here, which may give you a wrong answer. I mean, again, your complete step-by-step process may become wrong. So to avoid that mistake, the easiest thing is always have an alignment. Properly write everything one above the one below the other. So that you should stop here. If you get anything extra, you will get to know that okay, you have copied something twice, right? So that's the logic. So except B and 17, just write everything as it is. So I'll get 32 PG. I'll skip B. Then 48, 55, 97, R, F, 61, 72. Don't copy 17, right? 17 has already gone there. N and L. Then step 2. What happens in step 2? B and 17. Understand, B and 17 will move here in the 3rd and 4th position. We'll get what comes before this in the first 2 positions, right? So what comes after? What comes before B? You are going by the reverse alphabetical order. So B, then we have P, G, R, F, N, L. So I think we'll get, look at step 1. We'll get F, and what number? The next number, 17. Then we have 32 here, right? So bring F and 32. So F and 32. Copy everything else as it is. So F and 32 is gone, right? F32 has gone. Now just try to copy everything. So B17, F32, 32 is gone. Now P, G, 48, 55, 97, and understand R, 61, F is gone and 17 is gone. Sorry, F is gone and 32 is gone. Let me just write it properly. Okay. So B and 17 has come here, 32 has come here. F. So P, G, 48, 55, 97, R, then 61, 72, N, L. Likewise, just continue. What happens in step 3? What comes before F and 32? Number will be 48, and what will be the letter? I think G. So G and 48. So G 48, then F 32, B 17 are fixed. Copy the remaining things. So P, G and 48 have gone. 55, 97, R, 61, 72, N, L. What comes in step 4? What comes after G? After G it should be, I think, J, K, L, M. Right? L should come, and the number should be 55. So L and 55. Then move the remaining things. G 48, F 32, B 17, L and 55 have gone there. So P 97, R 61, 72, and N, because L has gone there. Likewise, step 5. What happens in step 5? just move the next thing, right? So after 55 we'll get 61 and the number should be and the word should be N. So N 61, then L 55, G 48, F 32, B 17, and P 97, P97, R 61 has gone there, N has gone there, 72. Then step 6, right? What comes after this? After N we'll have P and the number will be 72. So P 72, N 61, L 55, G 48, F 32, B 17. Understand P and 72 have gone there. So what is left out? 97 and R. And in the last step, 7th step, take 97 and R. So R 97, P 72, N 61, L 55, G 48, F 32, B and 70. So now if you observe your last step, what do you see here? All the numbers have come in the reverse order: 97, 72, 61, 55, 48, 32, 17, and the words also have come in the reverse alphabetical order. So R, P, N, L, G, F, B. Or if you want to verify, go from the right to left, right? So that you get to know the alphabetical order. So B, F, G, L, N, P, and R. That's it. So I think only one suggestion that I have here is try to follow that alignment part, right? If you try to mismatch that alignment, if you lose that alignment thing, then you will get confused completely, right? And make sure that whatever elements have been moved, you don't copy those things while just pushing the remaining elements, right? So I think this would take what? Not more than 2 minutes, right? And even if it takes 2 minutes, I think this is good enough, because after this, answering the questions is very, very easy. Fine. So let's look at question number 1. How many steps will be required to complete the given input? 7. 2 seconds, you know the answer. Look at question number 2. Which of the following is third element from the left end of step 4? Which of the following is third element from the left end of, step 6? Third element from the left end of step 6. This is step 6. Third element from the left. 1, 2, and 3. What is this? N. So your answer should be N. Nice. Option 4. So answering questions doesn't take any time. Only this step-by-step process is important. So 2-3 minutes. I think understanding that given illustration will take about 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and then writing the step-by-step process. This is the only task. Once you are done this, you get clear 5 marks, right? Next question. Which of the following is step 3 of the given input? Now try to map. Step 3, you know, G48, F32, B17, right? So just try to map G48. So you should start with G. So first option, second option, fourth option are ruled out. It may be the third option or fifth option, because both of them are starting with G. Now just try to compare with some more elements. G48, F32, B17, G48, F32, B17, G48, L55. That means fifth option is ruled out. So you know that answer has to be third option. Because 1, 2, 4, and 5 are ruled out, we can say answer is third option. But be careful in such a question. If fifth option is given as none of this, then you have to completely map the whole step. Sometimes what happens, let's say in this case, if fifth option is given as none of this, we'll say first option, second option, fourth option cannot be the answer. Answer should either be third option because it starts with G, or maybe fifth option, none of this. Now some students just try to match first 4 or 6 elements, G48, F32, B17, G48, F32, B17, and they mark the answer. Be careful, maybe at the end something has been jumbled, at the end something has been shuffled. So if your fifth option is none of this, then you have to map to the last step, to the last element. Only then mark your answer. Then what's the next question? I think what is the position of nice from the left end in the final step? Nice from the left end in the final step. Left hand it says. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth from the left hand. So fifth is the answer, option 1. And which of the following element is third to the right of family in step 5? Third to the right of family in step 5. Now step 5, first of all, find out where is family. Here is the word family. Third to the right of family. Right of family is 1, 2, 3, 17. So your answer for question number 5 would be option 2, 17. So simple that answering the questions is not difficult. Again and again, I am repeating the same stuff, that you understand the given process clearly, right? Don't try to avoid any of the intermediate steps, because in these kind of questions, every step is important. You actually have to understand you have to understand very minute details as well. That are you actually moving 2 elements at the same time? Like for example, in this question, every time you are moving 2 elements. But sometimes what happens, one element is already in its correct place. Are you able to follow? Try to understand. You know that in each step 2 elements have to be moved. But while doing this kind of an arrangement, maybe one element, one word or one number is already in the correct place. Now the question that arises is, in such a case, will you move only the second element or will you move the next two elements? Are you able to follow? Right here, in this particular case, that doubt will never arise, because we are doing an arrangement where we are just moving this way, right? It's like pushing it this side. So always two elements have to be moved. But sometimes you do some different type of arrangement where it may be possible that one word or one number is already in the correct place. Now you may get a doubt. How should I go for the step then? Should I only move the second element of that particular step, or should I go for the next two elements? There is no answer for that. You have to look at each and every step and understand that. Are you able to follow? There is no fixed rule. It all depends on the given illustration. Sometimes they move only one element and complete the step. Sometimes they move the next two elements, because every question has got some set of rules, right? So one time the rule says that every step two elements have to be moved, whether they are in the right place or not. And sometimes it may so happen that in each step two elements have to be arranged. So if something is already in the correct place, just move only the next step, next element there. I think the next question will give a clarity on that. So let's start working on question number 6 to 12, right? But don't try to think anything else, right? I should go by arrows and all that. I would say do this. It may look to be a little lengthy. It may take some 30 seconds extra, but your answers will definitely be correct if you have got the arrangement properly done, right? So don't take any chance for the sake of 30 seconds here, because this is a 5-marker question. By using arrows, if you go wrong even in one of them, or if you are not able to follow the logic after doing all that arrow stuff, you are simply wasting your time. Again, you have to write down the step-by-step process. So keep it clear in your head that this is the output, this is the best way to get the answer. Write down all the steps. Ankita has got a query. She says, generally we have 5 set of questions. However, sometimes we find 5 questions with 5 different input for each question. In that case, what strategy should we follow? Well, I think Ankita, go to the video. That's what I was trying to explain, that when there are different inputs for each of the questions, it should be that the arrangement is very simple. Only then they give you different input for each question, right? The arrangement will be very direct, from left to right or from right to left. So in that case, you can go for arrows and do those cancellations to mark the answer easily, where every question has got a different input. But when there is a common input, the logic is the step-by-step process is difficult. See, there are two things: either the logic is complicated or the step-by-step process is complicated. Get the point? Now, most of the times, I mean, like what we have discussed in the video is that it's very simple. The arrangement is very, very simple. Step-by-step process is very easy. Logic is also easy there. So there, every question has got different input. So it doesn't matter. Every time we just use those arrows and get the answers. But when there is a common input, go for this. Now you may also get a doubt. What happens if in a complicated case, for every question different input is given? Yes or no? You may get this, or some of you might have got this doubt, that I am only talking about 2 cases. One is what we have discussed in the video: simple questions, use arrows. Every question has got a different input. Use arrows and get the answers. Then we are looking at other category today: complicated step-by-step process. Every question has got the same input, so do this thing and get the answers. Now you may think that what happens when for a complicated arrangement case, every question has got a different input. Generally, that would not happen. An ideal question paper should not have that. And let me tell you, if at all that happens tomorrow, actually that in the exam a very complicated arrangement is given where using arrows is difficult, and then for every question a different input is given, I would say leave those 5 questions and move to the next one, because doing this for every question makes no sense. Each input will take about 60 seconds to 130 seconds or 2 minutes, right? And then getting 1 mark there makes no sense. So just leave it and move to the next one. But as I said, it should not happen. Generally they don't do that, right? So let's not expect that something like that would happen in the exam. But in such a case, let's say if every question has got a different input where the arrangement is also complicated, you try to pick up the easier questions. For example, sometimes he says, which will be the final arrangement? You know the final arrangement without even doing the step-by-step process. So answer that kind of a question. If it's asking step 1, answer that question. Step 1, step 2 doesn't take much time, right? But if he's asking this question, how many elements are there between 32 and the word door in the step 4 of a particular given input, leave it. That's the best way to answer such questions. I hope you got my point. I'm not asking you to leave these ones. I'm asking you to leave those ones where every question has got a different input with a complicated arrangement process. All right, so let's start answering these questions. I think let's look at the input there. Input is sweet, 46, nice, 36, friend, 26, help, 96, bright, 76, kind, 66. And step-by-step process. What is step 6? Sweet, nice, kind, help, friend, bright, 26, 36, 46, 66, 76, 96. Simple. Words in the beginning, numbers at the end. All the words are in the reverse alphabetic order. Yes or no? Sweet, nice, kind, help, friend, bright. That is B, F, H, I, J, K, N, S, right? So, I mean, this way it is alphabetical. So, from left to right, reverse alphabetical. And numbers clearly are in the ascending order, 26, 36, 46 up to 96. So, simple, first words, all the words, then all the numbers. Words are in reverse alphabetical order. Numbers are in, what order is this called? Numbers are in ascending order. Now, step-by-step process. Look at this. Input. Input has got some arrangement there. I mean, some random positioning there. Look at step 1. You know what I need in step 1. What we need in step 1. What we need, or let's see actually, we don't know. We have to look at input, compare with the input and decide what we need in step 1. So sweet, 46, nice, 36, friend, 26, as it is. That means no changes have been done to that point. Help also is correct. But see, 96 has been moved. 96 has been taken to the last position. Then bright, 76, kind, 66, 96. So if you actually look at step 1 here, you will find that 96 alone has been moved to the last position. Sweet, 46, nice, 36, friend, 26, help, bright, 76, everything is same. Only thing is 96 was taken to the last position. So maybe in each step we are only moving only one element. Number has been taken to the last position, right? Now look at step 2. Sweet, nice has come. So nice has been brought to the second position. Now you need to get an idea that why is second position being fixed? First of all, the first position has to be worked on. That means first we should try to bring sweet there. Are you able to follow? Anyway, if you try to continue there, nice has been brought here. 46, 36, friend, 26, help, bright, kind, everything is okay. And 76 has been moved to the last position, last but one position. So now from step 2, it becomes clear that we are actually moving 2 elements, one word and one number. Now you may get it out that why in step 1 only one element was moved? Because in step 1, the word sweet was already in its correct place. Are you able to follow? In step 1, you have found that sweet is already in the first place, in its right place. So I did not touch it. I've only moved the number to the last position. In step 2, I'm moving both word and number. One word after sweet and one number before 96, based on the output logic there. Then if you look at step 3, sweet, nice is fixed, 76, 96 is fixed. After nice, we bring kind, and before 76, we bring 66. So 2 elements have been moved. In step 4 again, sweet, nice, kind is fixed, 66, 76, 96 is fixed. But after kind, help has been brought, and before 66, 46 has been brought. And remaining are as it is. Then in step 5, friend has come here, and 36 has been pushed there. And in step 7, bright and 26 have been interchanged to get the final desired output. Now, important point here. You have understood the logic from the last step. You have understood the step-by-step process. You have also understood that in each step we are moving 2 elements. One word towards the left, one number towards the right. And we are trying to fix the last number and first word. Then second word and second number from last. Then third word, third number from last. But now an important question, an important point that you need to understand here is whenever a particular word or a number is in its correct position, then what do? Will you move only the second element, or will you move the next 2 elements? What's the answer for this point here? You will move only the second element, because in step 1 you observe sweet was already in its correct place. When sweet is in its correct place, we did not try to fix the next word nice. We have only moved the number 96 to the last position, right? So clearly, if something is already in the right position, just move the next thing, right? So keep these points in mind. Now let's look at the input here. So what is the input? Arrow 98, paint 58, lamp 38, each 78, great 18, most 48, rent 88, right? Let me just take this. Arrow 98, P58, lamp 38, P58, lamp 38, E78, G18, E78, G18, M48, rent 88, right? Now let's do the step-by-step process. So what is step 1? You know what happens in step 1. You bring the word and the number. So let's fix that first, right? Which word do I need? I need the last word. So A, P, L, E, G, M, R. What is the last one? R. And number 98. Get the point? Write it this way. Understand again. This is also important. First write what is being moved. Then copy the remaining things. And follow the alignment part. So we are taking right to the first position and the largest number to the last position, right? Then copy the remaining things as it is. So only skip R and 98. So A 98 is skipped, P 58, L 38, E 78, G 18, M 48. R has to be skipped, 88 will come here, right? Don't copy R as it is. R has already been moved there. 88 will come here and 98. Then step 2. What happens in step 2? R is fixed and 98 is fixed. We have to bring next one. What will be the next one? I think it will be P. And among numbers, it has to be 88. And see, 88 is already in the right position. So when 88 is in the right position, we are not trying to bring the next number 78 here. Are you able to follow? We are not doing that. What are we doing here? We're just leaving it as it is and copying the remaining things, right? So keep that point in mind. So P and 88. Then copy the remaining things. A 58, L 38, E 78, G 18, M 48. Then step 3, right? Are we going right? Huh. So R, P, R and P, and what do we get? 78, 88, 98. Then write down the remaining things. So A 58, sorry, third step, right? R, P, what will come after P? A, L, E, G, M. I think it should be M, right? Then copy the remaining things. So A 58, L 38, E 78 has gone, G 18, 48. Understand? M has been moved there. So copy 48. Don't copy M, right? Fourth step. So R, P, M. I think L will come, and here we'll have 58, 78, 88, 98. So copy the remaining things. A, L and 58 have gone there. So 38, E, G 18, 48. Then fifth position, fifth step, R, P, M, L. What do we need after L? After L, it should be, what is left out? A and E and G. So I think it should be G, E, F, G, right? G. And here it will be, what did we arrange in the last position? 58, 78, 88, 98. So fifth will be 48. Now understand again, same argument. 48 is already in its correct position, so don't touch it, right? I mean, don't work on the next number. Just copy the remaining things. So we'll have A 38, E 18. Then step 6. What happens? R, P, M, L, G. What will come here? E would come here, and here we'll have 38, 48, 58, 78, 88, 98. Now, what are the remaining elements? A and 18, because E and 38 have been moved. Now, if you observe, A and 18 are already in their correct position. If at all it is 18A, I'll write down one more step and say these two are interchanged, right? So that's the logic. If there is any confusion in the middle of arrangement, then what to do? You should not get any confusion. You understand it very clearly in the beginning itself, and then proceed for writing it, right? Now let's quickly look at the questions. Which word number would be fifth to the sixth element from the right in the step 5? Right, step 5, which word or number would be fifth to the sixth element from the right? Now what is sixth element from the right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sixth element from the right is 18. Now this is an important question. Which element or word, or which word or number would be fifth to the sixth element from the right in step? Now sixth element from the right in step 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sixth element from the right in step 5 is 18. Now the question says which element would be fifth to the sixth element. That means which element will be fifth to the 18. Instead of worrying about sixth element from the right, let's talk about 18. So in step 5, which element will be fifth to 18? Now which side, left side or right side is not given there. Fifth means what? We have two fifth positions. Fifth on the right side or fifth on the left side. Now what do? Check both of them. What is fifth on the right side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is 98. What is fifth on the right side? Left side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is L. So L and 98. Right? Ideally, the answer cannot be determined, but based on the answer options, you can say, is it L or 98? Now, if you look at the answer options, 98 is not given at all, and lamp is given. So I will say answer is option 3, lamp. And moreover, understand, all the 5 options are precisely defined there. Let's say if fifth option is given as none of this. Important point, all of you. Number 6, if fifth option is given as none of this, then your answer should be none of this, because strictly speaking we cannot find out what is the fifth element to 18 because left or right is not given there, right? So be careful about that part. Then which of the following represents position of 58 in step 4? In step 4, what is the position of 58? Now there are two ways to look at it, either from left or from right. Let's check both of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 from left or 4th from right. 11th from left is given, 4th option. So that's your answer. How many elements, how many words or numbers are there between most and 78 in step 6? So most and 78, most and 78. How many elements are there? 4 and 4, 8. So your answer will be 8, option 1. Which step number is the following output? So the following output is rent paint most arrow 58. So RPMA 58. RP, RPM, RPMA, RPMA 58. L38EG, L38EG, 1848, 78, 1848, 78, 1898. So step 3 is the answer there. Check to the last point, right? Don't leave it in middle. Just don't check first 4 or 5 and leave it. Check complete step there. Then which element, word or number would be at the 11th position from the right in step 3? 11th position from the right in step 3. So 4 and 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. It should be A. A for arrow. So option 2 is the answer. Then next question, which element, word or number would be 6th position from the left in step 6? 6th position from the left in step 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. E, each will be the answer. Then at which of the following positions great would appear from the left in step 5? Great from left in step 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great is in the 5th position from left in step 5. So your answer here is option 1, 5. So very simple, as you have seen, answering the questions is very, very easy. Only the arrangement part. So quickly, question numbers 13 to 20. Input is jar 8 till 31, 68. I should not read the input. I should directly look at the output. So after 8, if jar on till 98, 73, 68, 31, 25, 16. So what happens here? A, E, I, J, O, N, T. So clearly the words have been arranged in alphabetical order, and numbers in one glance you can say have been arranged in descending order. So first all the words, then all the numbers. The words are in alphabetical order and the numbers are in descending order. I think this is similar to 6 to 12 only, that first words and then numbers, but their words were in reverse alphabetical order. Here words are in alphabetical order, and their numbers were in ascending order. Here the numbers are in descending order. And more importantly, maybe the step-by-step process is different, right? Forget about the logic in the last step. The step-by-step process is also different, right? So let's quickly look at the intermediate step. So keep in mind the words have to be arranged first, followed by numbers. Words have to be in alphabetical order. Numbers have to be in reverse. What is that? Descending order. Numbers have to be in descending order. Now step 1. Okay, after has been brought to first position, because I can see a difference in first position of input and first position of step 1. So after has been brought here, then jar 8 till 31, 68, 73. If after has gone there, 98. 16 has also been moved, 16, 25 on. Get the point? So two movements, right? One is the word after has been brought to first position and the number 16 has been taken to the last position, which is as per the output, after in the first position and number in the last position. By the way, when you are doing this in the exam, when you are actually solving this question in the exam, don't read it out. You see, I just realized something, that I am reading it out because I am trying to explain it to you, but you don't read you don't say it out when you are trying to understand, because when you say something it takes more time. Just imagine, for example, after has come here, 16 has gone there, but when I say, if I'm comparing jar 8 till 31, 68, 73, you look at it, it takes time, right? When you say a word 8, it takes time. Just look at it, okay, it's there. Get the point? So imagination doesn't take time, right? Visualization doesn't take any time, right? Imagine that you are State Bank of India PO. It's there. I mean, you are the PO there, right? But to become the State Bank of India PO, it takes effort, right? Or why State Bank of India PO? Imagine that you are in London. Yes, you are there. Visualize, you're there in London, right? You're there on the London Bridge, falling down. You're there. But to go to London, it takes a lot of time. So, I mean, what I'm trying to tell you is never speak out. Not just in this case, but whenever you answer a question, whenever you do your calculations also, never speak out. For example, 32 into 26. Don't say 32 is 30 plus 2, so 36 into 30 plus 26 into 2, 26 into 3 is 78 plus 26 into 30, 780, 26 into 2 is 52, 70 plus 52 is 832. Don't do this. You have got the answer 832, but it has taken a lot of time, right? Instead, keep your mouth shut, do it within yourself, right? A very important point. Maybe some of you don't realize the importance of keeping quiet when solving such questions, right? It saves time. Keep that in mind. But I'll speak out because I have to explain, otherwise you will scold. So step 1 clear. Step 2, what happens after? Then we have got word 8 and then we have got the number 25, right? So 8 has been taken to second position and 25 has been taken to second position from the end. Then step 3, after 8, if has been brought to third position, and here 31 has been brought to third position, right, from the right. Then step 4, after 8, if. Now understand, this is important. From step 3 to step 4, what happened in step 3? We have moved 2 words. We have moved if to third position, and we have moved 31 to the third position from the end. Now look at step 4, what happens. In step 4, you know that fourth position should be jar, the word jar, but it is already in its correct position. So now comes an important point. Are you going to move only the second element, that is a number, or you are going to move the next word and the next number? Right, that's the logic. So just keep that in mind. After 8, if jar is in its correct position, but see, because jar is already in its correct position, we have moved the next word. Unlike the previous case. In the previous case, what happened? When a particular word is in the correct position, we don't worry about the next word. We only move the next number and go to the next step. But here in step 4, you can see that jar is already in the right position. So we are not just leaving the word part there. We are moving the next word. So you see on position has been changed. On was somewhere towards the end. Now it has been brought to 5th position. And number is simple anyway. Before 31 it should be 68. So 68 has been taken there. So in this case, what happens? Every step, it is a must that you move 2 elements. If something is in the right position, move the next 2 elements. Right? If 2 elements in the right position, move anyway. If 2 elements are in the right position, we however go for the next 2 elements. But when only one of the elements is in the right position, then don't just move the second element. Move both the next 2 elements. So this is a very important and crucial point which you have to observe while looking at this step. Generally, what happens, because we are in a hurry in the exam, we want to score more. What do? We quickly try to look at the logic and try to arrange this. Don't do that, right? You have to observe what's actually happening there, because if you miss on that point, maybe you will get your answers wrong, right? So keep that in mind. So we'll always move 2 elements, compulsory 2 elements in each step. All right, so let's now start working. I mean, the logic is very simple. Keep moving a word and a number. Now look at the input. Input is SG 1953 22C AM 3566 F93. All right. Now step 1. Understand what do we do in step 1? Move 1 word and 1 number. Word towards the right, word towards the left, and number towards the right. Right. All the words have to be in alphabetical order. Numbers have to be in reverse alphabetical order. So the first word as per the alphabetical order, which will that be? I think A. A will come here, and the smallest number. What's the smallest number here? 19. So take 19 here. Now just arrange the remaining things. So A and 19 have to be skipped while copying things. So SG 19 is skipped. 53 22 C A is skipped. M 35 66 F 93. Then continue. In step 2, what happens? Now important, you need to be careful. In step 2, will you take the next word after A, before A or after A? And likewise here, number will come before 19 or after 19. So based on that, you have to move. Now from the step 2, it is clear that A is in the right position. It is fixed. 19 is also fixed. They are taken inside. So this is like an outside in operation, right? If you remember in the beginning, I was mentioning, right? Sometimes you move from outside to inside. Sometimes you do an inside out operation. So it depends on whether you are taking the next element towards the left of A or right of A, before A or after A. Likewise, before 19 or after 19, right? So here in this case, A and 19 are fixed because it is an outside in operation. Then move the next set of words and numbers. So C comes here, and what will be the next number? 22. Just copy the remaining things. S, G, 53, 22 and C have gone. M, 35, 66, F, 93. Then step 3. A, C, what will be the next word? S, G, M, F. I think F, S, G comes here, and number, what will be the number? 35, 22, 19. Right? So S, G, 53, M, 35 have gone there, has gone there, and F has gone there. So 66 and 93. Step 4, A, C, F, and here we have 35. Better do this. First copy whatever you have done in previous step, then move the next one. So G comes here, and after 35 or before 35 we'll have 53. So what is remaining? S, M, 66, 93. Then step 5, A, C, F, G, 53, 35, 22, 19. What comes after G? It should be M. And what comes before 53? It should be 66. Now, after that, I'll write S, and here I'll write 93. Now, clearly, the next step is not required because S has already come in its correct position. 93 is already in its right position. So I think in 5 steps, you've got it. So that's the output, right? Words are in alphabetical order: A, C, E, F, G, M, S. Numbers are in descending order. Now look at the questions. Which step number would be the following output? A, C, F, G, S, M. A, C, S, G, S, G, S, M. A, C, F, G, S, M. A, C, F, G, S, M. Okay, A, C, F, G, S, M. 66, 93, 53, 35, 22, 19. So step 4. So your answer for question number 13 will be step 4. Simple. Just map and you'll get the answer. But map up to the last element. Then what will be the position of 53 in step 6? 53 in step 6. It can be 4th from right or 9th from left. So 4th from right, 4th from right, 4th from right, 4th from right, 4th from right. 9 from left, 9 from left, 9 from left, 9 from left. None of this. None of them are correct. 15th one. Which of the following is 4th from the left end of step 3? 4th from the left end of step 3. 1, 2, 3, 4th. 4th from the left end of step 3 is S. I think site. Option 3. How many steps are needed to complete the arrangement? 5. Option 1. Which of the following would be final arrangement of above input? Now for question number 17, this whole drama is not required. You can directly mark the answer. But for remaining 6 questions, you have to anyway do it, right? So however, question number 17, you know it will be alphabetical order. So A, C, G, first option may be correct. No, first option is not correct because it is not in the proper sequence. A, C, F, G, M, S, 93. I think option 3 is the correct answer, right? Option 3. Just correctly map. The words have to be in alphabetical order, numbers have to be in descending order. Then 18th one, which of the following would be step 2? Same step 2. A, C, S, G, 53M. A, C, S, G, 53M. Okay. And 35, 66, F, 93, 35, 66, F, 93, 22, 19. Option 1 itself is the answer. Then 19th one, which of the following would be second to the right of 7th from the right end of step 4? Wow. Which of the following would be second to the right of 7th from the right end of step 4? What is 7th from the right end of step 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. M. Now, which of the following would be second to the right of M? That's the logic. Second to the right of M, 93. So your answer will be option 5, 93. Now, if you have watched the element series video from the reasoning section, you would know how to answer such questions faster. Remember, always right and right. What do? Difference of the positions. We have discussed this in the video there, right? So instead of taking 7 from right and then second to the right of M, instead of doing all that, we'll simply say, because right and right are there, we have to take difference of the positions. 7 minus 2, 5. 5th from right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5th from right is 93. That's my answer. So those who all are not able to follow this, watch the element series video. It will save only 2 seconds or maybe less than that, but important, right? 20th one. How many elements are there between fill and 35 in step 3? Step 3, fill and 35. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 elements. Option 2 is your answer, right? So again, the same point. Answering questions is not difficult. Only the arrangement has to be done properly. 21 to 25. So what happens here? Number 15, 31, 46, cold, freeze, high, peak, snow, trek, 52, 73, 91. So clearly, if you look at the words in the last step, step 6, all the words are in alphabetical order. C, F, H, P, S, T, right? Words are in alphabetical order, but numbers have been split into 2 parts. First 3 numbers and last 3 numbers. And all the numbers, if you take, they are in ascending order. 15, 31, 46, 52, 73, 91, right? So that's the output required. First 3 numbers, then at the end 3 numbers. In the middle of all these three numbers, we'll have all the words. All the words in alphabetical order. Numbers are also in this ascending order on both the sides. Now, what's the intermediate process here? Step-by-step process. So in step 1, we have got 15 in the first position, 52 peak, and 91 has been taken to the last position. Then snow, freeze, 46 cold, high, 31, 73 trek. So we are moving two numbers, right? One number towards the left, the other number towards the right. Look at step 2. 31 has been taken here, 73 has been taken there. Look at step 3, 46 here, 52 there. So clearly in step 1, step 2, step 3, we have moved two elements in each step, right? And both of them are numbers. Smallest number, largest number. Second smallest, second largest. Third smallest, third largest, right? That way we have arranged all the numbers. Then step 4 onwards, I think we'll be arranging words. So we have moved cold here. Then what's the second word? Peak, snow, freeze, high, trek. Okay. Step 5, cold, freeze, peak, snow, high, trek. Okay, so now understand in step 4, 5 and 6, now this is a different case. Only in the first 3 steps we have moved two elements. But from 4th step onwards, we are moving only one particular word. We are not moving two words, right? You see this step 4, 5, 6, only cold was moved, then only freeze is moved, then high is moved. Remaining are already in the alphabetical order. So clearly this again is a typical one where for first half of the arrangement move two elements, for the remaining part move only one element. Let's do the same thing for the given input. Hot sun, okay, 67 hot sun, 19 best, 83 ice, 49 ace, 77 cut 37. All right, so step 1, let's look at step 1. In step 1 we have to move the numbers. So 19 will come here and the last number, I think 83, right? 83 will come here. Remaining all copy. So 67 H, S, 19 is gone, B, 83 is gone. So I, 49, A, 77, C, 37. In step 2, what do we do? 19 and this 83 is fixed. Move the next two numbers. After 99, we'll get 37, and before 83, we get 77. Then move the remaining things. So 67 H, S, B, I, 49, A, 77 has gone there, and C has come here, and 37 has gone there, right? So step 3, 19, 37, 49. Here we'll have 67, 77, 83, and copy the words H, S, B, I, A, C. Right? Now step 4 onwards, only arrange the words. So 19, 37, 49, and 67, 77, 83. Which will be the first word? A, H, S, B, I, C. Then we'll have A, B, H, S, I, C. Then we'll have A, alphabetical order only, right? Yeah. A, B, C, H, S, I. Then we'll have A, B, C, G, H, I, S. Okay. So we are getting 3 more steps. Look at this. So this will be as it is: 19, 37, 49, 19, 37, 49, 19, 37, 49, 67, 77, 83. Right? So when we are arranging the words, first we'll take A, then we are moving B, then we are moving C. H was already in the right position, I, and then S. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Total 7 steps are required. 5, 6, 7. That's it. How many steps would be needed to complete the arrangement? 7 steps. Which step number would be the following output? 19, 37, 49, 67, 77, 83. Then A, B, H, S, I, C. A, B, H, S, I, C. I think fifth step, option 3. Which of the following would be step 1? Step 1, just see, 1967, HSBI 49. 1967, HSBI 49. Okay, so far step 4, option 4 is correct. Then AC 7783. AC cut is not there. AC, okay. AC step 1, sorry, A 77C 3783. So option 4 is the answer. Option 4 is matching with it. 24. Which of the following would be final arrangement? I think final arrangement, you don't even need this. Numbers 19, 37, 49 should be correct. So first option is gone. Third is gone. Fourth may be correct. Look at the last 67, 83. Okay. Intermediate words have to be correct. A, B, C, H, I, C, S. Correct. Second option is correct. Fourth one cannot be correct because after A we have I there, which is not as per alphabetical order. So option 2 is the answer. And in step 4, last question, which of the following word or number would be 7 from the right? Step 4, 7 from the right. So 3 and 4, 7. S is sun. So option 1 is your answer. That's it, 21 to 25. Let's quickly solve the last set then. And by the way, I thought I'll not discuss the questions, but I forgot that point. Okay, so for last set, I'm not going to discuss questions. However, 2 of them are wrong. So it is a little easy thing for me. I have 3 more minutes. Hopefully, I'll finish it. Let's look at the given input. Win 56, some input is given, okay. Step 6 is the last step. 32, 46, 28, 56, 11, 93, win. I have realized now why most of you wanted me to solve 26 to 30. So 32, 46, 28, 56, 11, 93, win, him, give, for, chance, bat. All right, so if you look at the last step here, all the numbers have been arranged in the beginning and all the words at the end. Number pattern looks to be a little different, but if you look at the words W, H, G, F, C, B, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, W, right? So clearly all the words have been arranged in alphabetical order. So no doubt with respect to the arrangement of words. Words have been arranged in reverse alphabetical order, right? But numbers 32, 46, 28, 56, 11, 93. Now understand the logic. I think 32, 46, 28, 56, 11, 93. See, the point is this. Here, if you look at 11 and 93, the last, let's divide the numbers into 3 pairs. 32, 46, 28, 56, 11, and 93. And then we have words. You know, words are all in reverse alphabetical order, so no doubt with respect to that. Now look at the numbers. These are like pairs. This is the smallest, largest pair. Smallest number, largest number. Second smallest number, second largest number. Third smallest number, third largest number. Yes or no? 11, 28, 32. So smallest, second smallest, third smallest. Largest, second largest, third largest. 93, 56, 46. So that's the logic. So as I said, logics are infinite. I mean, any kind of logic can be given. You need to understand that. Only when you have understood the logic, look at the intermediate steps, and then proceed for solving the given questions. So similar question, numbers first, words at the end, but slightly different because the numbering, the way the numbers have been arranged is a bit different here, right? Pairs, so that's the smallest largest pair, second smallest second largest pair, third smallest third largest pair. Words are direct in the reverse alphabetical order. So keep this in mind and let's answer the given questions. Input. Input is F89. Acha, intermediate, what happened? Intermediate steps. In step 1, we have brought 93 here. 56, 32, bat, for, 46, him, 28, 11, give, chance, and win. Win has been taken to the last position. Okay. So what are we doing? We are moving 2 elements, one number and one word. Largest number has been brought here, and that win word has been taken to the last position. Now look at step 2. Before 93, we have brought 11 because that's as per the last step, output step. And after win, we have brought him because again, that is also as per the last step, right? After win, here. So we are actually trying to do something like this. Some random input is given. You know, we are trying to do it in such a way that first we'll get the middle 2 positions, then we'll get these 2 positions, then we'll get the extreme ones, so on till we get the final output. So first we are fixing the centermost things. We are just taking them to the extremes and then we'll keep pushing them inside. So what happens? Finally, they'll come here, then the next 2, then the next 2, and so on till we get the final output. Right? So that's the logic. Let's understand anyway. What does it say? So first we have taken 93 and win. Then 11 was taken, and after win we have got him. Then 56 and give. Then 28 and for. Then 46 and chance. 32 and bat. So simple. You need to know the logic. Logic is in terms of pairs, smallest, second smallest, smallest, largest, second smallest, second largest, and so on. Words are in alphabetical order. We are moving 2 elements in each step, one word and one number. Words are being taken towards the right, numbers are being taken towards the left, right? And they are being moved in such a way that the intermediate centermost elements are fixed, then outside, then outside, then outside, and so on. Okay, so let's now start working on this. So F89, A, T, 26, 16, B, C, 35, 53, H, 68. So what will be step 1? Right? Take the word here and the number on, sorry, take the word on right side, number on that side, right? So keep referring to step 1, step 2 and understand what kind of things have been done. So largest number is taken here and the last word is taken there. So do that. What's the largest number? 89. 89 should come here and the last word as per alphabetical order, F, A, T, D, C, H. So T will come here. Remaining all copy. So F, A, T has gone there, 26, 16, B, C, 35, 53, H, 68. Then what happened in step 2? Understand, we have got the largest number. Now before this, we'll put the smallest number so that that largest smallest pair is formed. And we have got the last word here. After this word, we'll put the second last word. That means as per alphabetical order, right? So what will be the smallest number? 16. So 16, 89, and T will come here. What comes before T? F, B, C, H. I think H will come. H. Then copy the remaining things. So H and 89 have gone. So F, A, sorry, 16 and H have gone, right? So 89, F, A, 26, B, C, 35, 53, H is gone, 68. Then continue. Now after 16, we need to get the second largest number. See, this pair is formed. Smallest, largest pair is formed. Now second largest. So what is second largest here? 68. 68 will come. Then 16, 89. And here we have already got T and H. What comes before H? It should be F. F here. Then copy the remaining things. So 68 and F. So 89, F has gone there. So A, 26, B, C, 35, 53, and 68 has gone there anyway. Then step 4. Now get the second smallest number. So after 16, what's the second smallest number? 26. So 26 will come here. So 26, 68, 16, 89. So this is one pair. This is second pair. And here we have got T, H, F. See, I'm writing one displacement because I want the next word to come here, right? So that's the logic. What will be the next one? I think we have got A, B, C. So C will come here and copy the remaining. So 16, 89, A, 26 has gone there. B, C has come this side. So 35 and I think I'm missing the alignment part there. Let me just do it properly. It will be A here. 26 has gone there. So B here and C has gone there. So 35 and 53. And step 5. In step 5, what do you do? What comes now? Largest, second largest, third largest. What is the third largest number? 53. So 53, 26, 68, 16, 89, and T, H, F, C, B. So what is left out? A, and 53 has gone, 35. That's it. Now in the last step, what do we get? Take this 35 there. So 35, 53, 26, 68, 16, 89. A and 35 have gone. So T, H, F, C, B, A. That's it. So I think in 6 steps, we'll get the answer. Now 26th one says, which of the following would be step 2? What will be step 2? 1689, F8, 26B. 1689, okay, only third option or fifth option is possible. 1689 FA, but here it is AF. So even third option is ruled out, so answer has to be fifth option. So this is like eliminating the answer options. You know that first one, second one and fourth one are wrong. It should either be third one or fifth one. So third one is also getting eliminated because we have 1689 FA as the order, but here it is 1689 AF. So that cannot be the step 2. So fifth option, none of this, right? And 27th and 28th, as I said, which of the following would be step 2? So some steps will be given, or we have copied the same question by mistake there. But these kind of questions will be asked, right? Which will be the fourth element to the right in step 3? Which will be the seventh element to the left in step 5? What will be the fourth element to the right of sixth element from the left in step 3, and so on? How many elements are there between 26 and C in step 6? So just do that counting part and you'll get the answers. All right. So that's it. 26, 27, 28. Logic was important. Arrangement was important. Questions anyway you can answer. I hope all of you have enjoyed this session. Thank you all for joining us.